Hey stinkers, Sean here. Making a video today showing some of you who have asked how I make these funky little instruments that we call Karinding or juice harps. So pretty much, you take a strip of bamboo. It's been split from a culm of timber bamboo, which is the biggest stuff. I'm not sure exactly what species this is. I think it might be Giganticloa verticillata, which is just a guess based on who I got it from and what types of bamboo they provide. So beyond that, I have my cutting tool, a traditional carving knife called a pisau raut or expression knife. I have some sandpaper and a chromatic electronic tuner. To begin, we're going to take our strip of processed bamboo, thinned out. I'd say it's about 8 inches by half an inch by 1/8 of an inch. And first, we're going to feel the backside to find the rough end. It's this end. That's going to be the top, the striking end of the instrument. From here, I want to sketch out the outline of the instrument I plan to make. We'll make a border from the beginning of the striking button, as it's called, to the end. Using the remaining length, I'll go somewhere around the middle, and this will be the furthest end that we'll be cutting. The remaining portion being the handle. From here, I want to draw some straight lines, straight as you can anyway. I'm sure you can do it better than I can. And this is just a rough sketch. It doesn't need to be adhered to religiously. It's just trying to give us a good idea of where we're going to be making our cuts. So our first step is pretty simple. We free the furthest end of the pendulum or the reed. I'll turn up the brightness on my lamp a little bit. And we do this by making a series of repetitive cuts at an angle. And we just flip it over from side to side, repeating the same cut until we've broken through to the other end. I'll play you guys a little bit of mood music while I take care of this. So as you can see, it is at this point we've broken through to the other side. Clean it up just a little. But it doesn't need to look too pretty, because we'll fix all that in post-production. That's the end of step 1. Now to step 2. We'll dig a small trough at the border of the button and the origin of the reed. We'll lower the belly of the blade straight on the border that we've drawn, rock it back and forth with a good amount of pressure, and then we'll do the same thing but at an angle, chipping away just a little bit of material. Go back to the initial straight up and down rocking, and this is going to help us preserve the material located a bit higher on the button itself as we free up the arms of the pendulum from the frame. So just like down here with our first cut, we'll take the blade at an angle and travel the length of the line we've drawn. Doesn't need to be perfect. You can fix it as you go. Just be smooth and even. You'll flip it over and free up that sliver of material, just like that. Now we'll continue doing this for both sides. You want to do it evenly, switching back and forth. You don't want to go all the way through on one side before the second. Otherwise you may split the bamboo up here at the button and ruin all your hard work.
Cahaya surya diusap angin basisir. Lambak ngamalir.
Now you can see we're beginning to break through to the underside, and once we've freed up the reed to move back and forth in and out of the frame freely, we'll begin shaping the button or the striking end. Alright, so at this point we've more or less freed our reed, and we'll begin shaping the button that goes along with it. So like creating the border, we'll put the belly of the blade just a few millimeters forward from the initial divot we made here. And we'll do the same angled approach, but shave away the material. We'll come back to the center of our pendulum and replicate the same even strokes. All right, starting to get some motion going. Now that we've got a little more access to the upper part of the pendulum, we'll get a little deeper in there. I can feel it catching right here at the bottom opening. So I'm going to try and clean up that cut a little bit. Let's see, let's get a little sandpaper. A little strip. Very nice. I can see this edge is much thicker than this edge. You can even see it down the profile as well. Well, maybe it's not showing up on the camera, but I can see it with the naked eye. So I'm going to keep removing slightly more from this side. Garbage men outside fucking up my video. Gotta love them. God bless you. Doing a lot of hard work, stinky work. But I'm red gemming. Excellent. So let's go back to the button. We'll shave a little from the sides of the border. We'll begin to curve the straight edges inward. Now you can hear that it is catching when struck pretty heartily. So we're going to look against the light for any place where the pendulum is striking against the frame. And it looks like it's happening right about here on the inside. Sounds good. Now we'll go ahead and fetch our chromatic tuner to see where we are. Just a bit higher than an F. And we want to go a little bit lower. Excuse me, higher. No, lower. Yeah, lower. And to do so, we'll still shave a little bit more material off from the upper pendulum. If you want a higher sound, a tighter sound, you would remove material from the lower pendulum. Beautiful. A solid F. Now I'll go ahead and shape the end of the handle to make that a bit more comfortable. Son of a bitch. Back to the F. Nice. So now we'll go ahead and sand the edges all the way around. You can see the sanding has taken the tuning down just a bit. So we'll go ahead and bring it back up. Dope. And there you have it. Your jaw harp in F.